Oh,
Here he comes.
here he comes. Why is it so robotic?
Because he's a robot.
It's terrifying.
I'm more scared that it sounds like a robot, not a real person.
Where do you think these recordings go?
Oh, well, whoever is Craig has these recordings.
Is he like
I said,
Great.
You guys remember Tom on Facebook?
No.
If you created a Facebook page, Tom had to be your friend because he was the creator of Facebook. So everybody had Tom as their first friend.
Oh.
Well, I know there's like a Snapchat AI right now that everybody's
that
playing.
thing's
That you have to be friends with or whatever.
Yeah, you can't get rid of it.
You can't delete it off your Snapchat.
I've had conversations with that thing where I'm like, I think I told Colby, it's like I asked it, I'm like, what's the nearest like McDonald's to me? And it'll give me a recommendation. And I'm like, are you tracking my location? And it says no. And I'm like, but you just told me what the nearest McDonald's was. Because yes, that was just a suggestion. I'm like, okay, so you're just suggesting what's actually close to me. Right.
Definitely following you.
Definitely. I've gotten into some heated debates with that AI because I had nothing better to do.
Hours arguing with that AI. She named him too.
I named mine, and I actually made the Bitmoji. I actually named it Chelsea because this is a story. This is a great story to tell. When I went on a cruise a couple of years ago, there was like an odd number of people in my family who went, so like everyone kind of like had a partner, but I was like left out of it. Just I was the odd number there. And one of my cousins said I had an imaginary girlfriend named Chelsea, and that just became a reoccurring thing among my friends. So Chelsea is my Snapchat AI.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why were you automatically determined to be the last one?
So there was or
no, I'm the oldest. It was, and that didn't help either. It was like my parents, my grandparents, my aunt and uncle, my sister, and her female cousin, and then the two cousins who were brothers. And so I was just kind of, by no fault to anyone else, just like in a gym class when they pick teams for dodgeball.
Oh,
yeah, I don't think I ever had to do
that. All right, so what are we gonna talk about?
Well, so I was thinking we could rotate things, right?
Yeah.
We could come up with like different. Not necessarily like I guess we could make them into like different playlists or like different episodes or something like that. Like obviously we could do movie reviews. That's pretty straightforward and basic.
Yeah.
Yep.
We could like new movies. We could do movies we haven't seen before. Hell, we could even do TV show things if we really wanted to do like Marvel shows or Star Wars shows or something random.
I think maybe discussion for TV shows, not so much review.
Yeah, so like we could do literally anything. We could try different formats for them and everything.
Right.
One thing me and Andrew had talked about before, and I forget if we ever mentioned it to you, Steve, but it'd be really, really funny if we had somebody watch the first movie of a series and the last movie of a series and try to bridge the gap in between.
We're gonna
Fast 1, like Fast and the Furious, and then Fast 10.
Because I've never seen any of the Fast and Furiouses.
Me and Andrew watched the first Fast and Furious movie, and then he watches the last one where they're going to space and crap, and just explain to me how we got from point A to point B.
Now, I hope they end with crossing over with Jurassic Park.
Like, that would be so funny.
That's the big talk, right? Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Well, someone suggested it to Vin Diesel, so now I think he wants it to happen.
I don't see that out of the question. He might actually drive away from a T-Rex.
Didn't they even I haven't seen Fast 10 yet, but don't they not even really drive that much in this one?
I've seen it, and I don't know what happened in it. I just know that it's part 1 of 3.
Yeah, like I've heard
Fast X Part 3.
I've heard people talk about it, and they've said how it's like a cliffhanger movie, but they didn't market it as that. They marketed it as its own movie, and then it just ended, and then The Rock showed up in a post-credit scene.
Truth be told, I left before the post-credit scene. I couldn't stand it. The second credits started rolling, I was like, all right, that's enough. Also, Cassie was done. I made
I
her
was gonna
sit through
say,
that movie.
I was gonna say,
It
was
was
that your
not
decision
okay.
or Cassie's to get up and leave?
It was kind of both of ours.
Okay.
I was
okay.
kind of done towards the end of it.
I
Her
respect
and
that.
Tanea, the whole time they were watching the movie, every time they said family, they did the weird Godfather thing where they're like, family. And so it was kind of annoying because they say
Gotcha.
family about 400 times in that movie. I'd look over to my left and she'd be like sleeping. And all of a sudden, Vin Diesel would be like, I have to rescue my family. And then she'd do the stupid hand gesture. And I'd be like, go to fucking bed.
Very good, Vin Diesel.
Oh, man.
But yeah, no, that movie just ends abruptly at the end.
Yeah.
There was no inkling that it was going to be a cliffhanger. It just, you're getting to the climax and then they're like, cut to black.
Oh, that's such bullshit. I would be so mad.
It's just that it was an unfinished movie is what that was.
I don't mind, like, if they're gonna do a cliffhanger, but there needs to be some setup.
Yeah, some
there was no
marketing
setup.
around it.
Right.
Not only was it no setup, I don't know that that franchise doesn't deserve a cliffhanger.
This is true.
Like, they don't have the right to make a multi-part finale to something. They're acting, especially a 3-part finale. Are you kidding me? They're acting like it's the Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
Well, I think to Vin Diesel it is.
To Vin Diesel it is, yeah.
This is his Infinity Saga.
Oh, he's like, Groot's not enough. I have to ruin this too.
Right, yeah, seriously.
It's just
Oh, man.
bizarre. Yeah, no, it does.
You and
You go for
Cassie
it?
see like every movie?
A lot of movies. There are some movies where she's like, you can go see that with the guys.
Yeah.
She just has no interest in them, and I think like she'll never go see another Fast and Furious movie. There's no way.
Yeah.
That was
What's the worst one she's dragged you to?
Oh God,
That's a great question.
it's probably something I don't remember.
There's got to be one that you're like, I have no desire to see this, but you've seen 13 movies that I want to see, so I kind of have to.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. She is so good about going to see whatever I want to see, so I just got to do it. I'm sure there's been some. Nothing I can think of off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's been something.
That's
Would
good.
She puts up with
Barbie
so
fall
much.
in that?
Huh?
Would you consider Barbie one of those? Because you didn't like. I know you didn't want to see it as much as I did.
Yeah, I didn't care to see it originally, but like I don't think
Okay.
it was something that I didn't like actively not want to see it.
Fair enough.
I'm sure there's been a movie where I've actively been like, I really don't want to go watch this movie. Like Twilight, no way. I'm not going to see a Twilight movie.
Never seen Twilight. I intend to never watch it.
Yeah, never seen those.
If she ever hears me talking bad about them, she'll probably kick my butt. But
I've been there when you have. I think you and I both have.
That was it. Yeah, couldn't do it. They're so bad. They're like actually bad movies.
Yeah.
I think they like their budget must have been like $50. And also the movies, the like the tone that they film it with, they have like a gray film over the whole thing. It looks
it's like
gray.
tinted.
Yeah, it's like a gray tint over it. It's really bad.
Like one of the Harry Potter movies at the end when they just started putting that like filter on the whole movie.
Yeah, it was really weird, but that's the whole Twilight franchise.
I was done when I saw a video of them playing baseball.
Yes.
There's like a part where they play baseball and they hit the ball like 7,000 feet and they run really fast to get it.
Yeah, that's pretty cringy.
I was
pretty
like,
bad.
What is happening here? Can't do it.
Did you just like randomly stumble upon that video? How did you find that video?
No, you know when you like go like you watching like YouTube and it just like you watch like a movie clip and it just happens and you're like, what's this? And I'm like, what movie?
Yep.
Oh, it's that movie. And I'm like, baseball. Why are they playing base? So then I'm like, oh, I gotta see why they're playing baseball. And then I was like, really? This is part of the movie? Like this happened? You're watching this movie and in the middle of it, this happens? Like I'm out.
Really,
I'm good.
Really weird.
Yeah, I have. That just lessened my desire to watch it. So
I was thinking too, like for ideas for viewing things is like I'm sure there's movies that like you, Andrew, and you, Colby, are like top tier movies to you guys that I've never seen. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
And like
Probably.
we should suggest
Zoe
those
102.
and then
Oh.
see, if the other two haven't seen it, they see it, and then we can discuss it that way.
I was thinking too, because I'm sure there's movies out there that the three of us have not seen that are like really
like
iconic.
hailed as like the greatest. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I'm way
definitely.
behind on that list.
Because I have not seen a lot of pop culture movies, and if I have, I've maybe seen like some clips of them or something. But I've never
Yeah.
like Pulp Fiction. I've never sat down and watched that whole movie.
Oh,
I had to watch that. I watched that in a music and cinema class. Not all of it. It was in school, so she could not show all of it.
I think we started to watch part of it in that class, and then we just never finished it.
That might have been what happened.
Tell you was in it.
That might have been what happened with us. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to.
I'm sure there's other movies like on that caliber that we have probably never seen, or at least two of the three of us have not seen, or something like that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that would be kind of cool to go back and watch.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look up like the greatest
top 100 movies of all time, or whatever.
and see what comes up there.
I looked at it recently because I was like, I wonder how many of these I've seen, and I only saw maybe 30 of the ones that are on the top 100. Like it wasn't a lot.
I mean, I don't know what defines this list as the top 100.
I went to IMDb and just did their list.
That was probably smart.
Even like more recent movies, like in the mid 2000s and stuff. There's a lot of things I just never saw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go back at some point and rewatch Inception. I've only seen that movie once. Never made sense. Also, anybody that says
I haven't seen that.
I've seen it. I've seen it 15 times and I still don't get it. So good luck.
I will say Christopher Nolan is a director whose movies I haven't seen enough of. I think I've only seen The Dark Knight.
Christopher Nolan is a director.
He is.
Sure is, bud.
Actually, I haven't seen Inception or.
Have you seen Tenet?
I did not see Tenet.
Oh,
I haven't seen that one either.
I saw Interstellar. I saw
Interstellar.
The Prestige or Insomnia. I haven't seen that either.
Dunkirk?
I saw Dunkirk, yes.
Have you guys seen Memento?
No.
I don't think so.
That's an awesome movie. That's like one of his early movies.
I haven't seen Taxi Driver.
I've never seen Taxi Driver.
That's one that a lot of
into. That's what Travis
people
Bickle,
have talked about.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't seen The Wolf of Wall Street.
You never seen The Wolf of Wall Street? That's a good one.
No.
Yeah, that's I'm shocked. I haven't seen that one. I feel like everybody saw it.
I've seen clips of it. Okay, well, I'm a little disappointed. I haven't seen Goodfellas.
I've seen that.
There's a lot of Mafia movies that I need to see. That when Showcase was doing Mafia Mondays, I was really excited, but I didn't go to one of them.
Mafia Mondays?
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Taco Tuesdays, just like Spanish movies.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Weird Al Wednesdays.
You go and eat cannolis, and then you go watch the Mafia movie.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
There's a place in California that does movies like that, where they'll it's like dinner and a movie, but they'll theme the dinner around whatever the movie is.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I saw they did a Harry Potter night, so they had all Harry Potter themed food, and they have food from the movie and stuff like that, which is pretty cool.
Oh, like butterbeer and
stuff? That
is
cool.
Yeah. I always wanted to do that, and I looked it up and then saw it was like in California, and I was like, I'm good.
We'll make do that pilgrimage.
But that would be pretty dope.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool idea. Yeah, I recently watched the Weird Al biopic with Daniel Radcliffe. And it was very weird. Like, no pun intended. Genuinely, no pun intended there. It was
Radcliffe? Weird Al?
Yep.
Oh my god.
It had its moments, but I don't think I need to see it. It was like stupid funny. Like, you're kind of laughing at how stupid it was, and it was intended that way.
Well, Daniel Radcliffe.
You're laughing along with it.
Yeah. Daniel Radcliffe's like short.
And Weird Al's like 6'2", isn't he?
Yeah, he's really tall.
That must have
but
been
it
funny.
Was. I didn't know going into it. It's a parody of biopics. So
okay.
that's
I
very
don't think I
fitting.
knew that.
Yeah, I wish I had known that.
That would have
Maybe
probably helped.
I
Yeah,
think maybe I guess the element of surprise was kind of entertaining too, though.
that's true. I wish I wasn't a trailer watcher, but I just love trailers.
I
Yes,
I'm not
yeah,
watch
I'm
trailer
very
to movie.
victim to that myself.
Like sometimes we'll be watching a movie at home, and Cassie will put on. I'll be like, "All right, pick out a movie," and she'll put on a movie, and then it'll start playing, and I'm like, "Have I seen this?" And she's like, "No." I'm like, "God damn!" I was like, "I need to know what it's about before I start watching." I get
If
like
like
15
this,
minutes into it. I'm like, "What is this guy doing? What is he doing? What's the plot?"
if I'm on like Prime Video or something and I'm watching a movie, I'll watch the trailer before I watch the movie.
Yeah, that's
If
what
it,
I
if it
do.
gives me if it gives me the option.
I need to watch the trailer before I watch a movie. Otherwise, I start getting annoyed. Even obviously, it'll tell me what it's about, but I'm sitting there like, "What's going on? What's this guy's name? Who's his love
Yeah.
interest? What's
You
the
know,
plot of this movie?"
the only good time that ever worked was when we did Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, that
I think
benefited you.
I think I enjoyed it more because I did not see any trailers.
It did not benefit the rest of the world.
Nope.
Yeah. Ugh.
Everybody
But
else
it's
who had seen the trailers were very let down.
but it's like imagine going and watching Mission Impossible and not knowing that motorcycle jump was coming.
That would have been great. That would
Like
have been great.
they need to cut that stuff. Like what are you doing?
I mean,
I like
not only did they cut it, they did like the 15-minute featurette about how they filmed it. It
yeah, they
wasn't
should
even
have
just
put that
the
out
trailer.
after.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And that was the big stunt of the movie too, which was kind of odd that they
Yeah.
focused so heavily on it.
I mean, I know he did like the train stuff too, but that jump is the
Yeah.
jump. Like that's the big like cake on top big moment. It
Because I think
was
they did.
super
I
weird
think they've
choice.
done that for every single one of the Mission Impossible. They always show the stunt in the trailer, which kind of stinks.
Yeah. Like I know you're trying to put people in seats, but I'm pretty sure you know what you're getting into with Tom Cruise and Mission Impossible at this point. Like you don't need to spoil
Yeah.
the big cinematic scene.
Let's get it this way. You're not adding more fans by
No.
showing this off. Nobody's like,
No.
oh my god, Mission Impossible 8? Tom Cruise does his own stunt?
Yeah.
Dude, ticket, done.
Yeah.
No. All these people already know.
It's an odd choice that they like market
If
it that way.
anything, you could just market that. I don't know. You could market something like, oh, he has a big stunt coming up. You don't say anything about the stunt. People know he's going to do a big stunt in it. They're going to go just to see what the hell the stunt is.
Yeah. Like do a little short of like his preparation for it, but don't show it. 'Cause
Yeah,
you know he
that's
has to
weird.
do prep for it.
Yeah, I don't want to see him skydiving off the cliff. I know it's coming. Just show me with him on his motorcycle, just looking at the cliff, and I'll know. That's all I need.
Yeah. Nope.
You don't have to show him actually doing it.
Screwed the pooch.
I
I think
just
go for it.
I was gonna say I just recently started watching. I've been big into horror movies, so I've been watching a lot of horror movies that I haven't watched before. And
Yeah.
I started with the Saw franchise because Kind of Funny was doing their review,
Yeah.
and those movies are so bad.
Yeah.
But
The
also,
first one's pretty good.
the first one got me. The twist at the end that I was like, oh my god, I never saw it coming.
Yeah, that was
But
good.
they're pretty stupid. They're so far fetched. Like the fact that anybody could take the time to set up the traps that are in these movies
Yeah.
is just blasphemy. There's no way anybody could do it, let alone a dude that's dying.
Yeah. Of cancer. Yeah,
There's no way.
crazy.
Yeah, there's no way.
Well, I mean, you knew it was bad when in the second one you got the lesser Wahlberg brother as the main character.
Yeah, Donnie Wahlberg.
Because you couldn't get Mark, so you know that's not a good sign.
I just finished Saw 5, I think, and they just keep bringing him back. They finally killed the guy. They brought him back for like 3 movies in a row. He was like chained up for 6 months, dude. Just let the guy die. Like,
I
it gets towards the end of Saw 6 or Saw 5 or whatever, and Donnie Wahlberg pops up on screen, and I was like, "This guy's still hanging around." I thought this guy
what is he
died
doing?
movies ago.
Jesus. See, I
Also,
wish I go for it.
I was gonna say I didn't think Donnie Wahlberg was that big of an actor. Why is he here?
No clue. I think he does TV. Like he's pretty big on like a cop show, I think. But
That makes.
I don't know why he's doing movies like that.
You got the cheaper of the Wahlbergs.
Yeah, like the discounted Wahlberg, it's not gonna be a good movie. Not that I'm a big fan of Mark, but like he
No, I
is
was
the
gonna
bigger
say
Wahlberg.
he's not good either. Can you imagine Mark Wahlberg? Oh my god, guys, it's a trap.
We'll all be stuck here forever. You're fucked.
Guys, I think that clock is counting down towards my death.
See,
I just couldn't even imagine that.
I wish I want to be into horror and I want to watch horror movies, but they freak me out every time.
I'm okay with stupid horror. Like I'm good with like Friday the 13th, Saw, stuff like that because they're so dumb and unbelievable.
Yeah.
Where I draw the line is the real, like realistic stuff, like the Conjuring stuff. I don't touch
based
that.
on a true story kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't touch I kind of want to watch the Conjuring movies,
Yeah,
but sometimes that stuff's just too much for me. It's too spooky.
like I really want to watch Hereditary because everyone says that's like a good horror movie.
Yeah, that looks
but
terrifying.
but it looks and it's like a little girl and she's like got a weird face
Kids
and
freak me out.
I can't do it.
Kids freak
Yeah,
me
kids
out.
are the worst in horror movies. Kids are the worst by far.
There was I was scrolling through HBO the other day, and the Pope's Exorcist popped up on there, and I was like,
the
"Nah, I'm
Russell
good."
Crowe one.
Yeah, it's the Russell Crowe one.
Yeah,
I was like, "I'm
that's
good.
weird.
Never need to watch that."
Yeah, like I want to, and I
So
hover over it, but then I never click play.
I'm not religious by any stretch of the imagination, but for whatever reason, like religious horror things freak me out.
Yeah, like
I can't do it.
Can't do the
Yeah,
Nun.
I can't do it. I can't do it. That
The
just
Nun,
freaks me out to a different level.
like you said, The Conjuring, anything with
Yeah.
like a haunted house doesn't do it for me because I'm like, well, I live in a house. Is it haunted? Like, what the fuck? I don't want to do that.
I'm in a house. They're in a house.
It could be this house.
The similarities are
How do I
outrageous.
know? Yeah. Like, we saw Nope, and like that wasn't like scary. It was more of like a psychological thriller, weird,
Yeah, it was a lot more like
uncomfortable movie. But like, I want to see the other movies that like Get Out and Us, but they look a lot scarier. So
we'll have to do like a scary movie marathon.
I might shit my pants.
Like I said, Conjuring. I've been thinking about getting into those movies, but I'm like, I don't know that I need to. I think I'm okay if I don't.
And I'm like a head case, so like I watch those and then it's in my head for like a week. I'm thinking about it, and then like
That's
I'm in my house by myself, and I'm like, fuck, like why am I scared sitting here?
No, because
I shouldn't be.
No, I totally get that though. You'll watch something spooky like that, and all of a sudden you'll hear like a creak downstairs, and you're like, "I'm gonna die."
Yeah, I'm not going down there tonight.
I have been muted for the past like 5 minutes.
Oh, I thought you just like dipped out for a second.
Nope. I was partaking in these conversations.
I thought you like. Oh, sorry.
Well,
we were just going.
No, it's not your fault. I just because my parents went to bed, so I just said goodnight to them. So I muted myself for that. Evidently, didn't unmute myself.
Yeah. Take on horror movies.
Well, I was just gonna say that I said this probably wouldn't work well for us, but I think we should probably not watch the trailers before watching them if we want to actually.
No, that's way
get through to seeing them.
Yeah, that is way worse. Can you imagine not watching the trailer to Smile and going into that movie?
Yeah. No.
Going to see a movie called Smile.
Did you see the
Dude?
Did you guys see the marketing for that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was insane.
That was like at a height where we went like almost every other week.
But like, did you see that they like hired actors to like go to like sporting events and they would just stand in the audience? So like, when you watch a baseball game largely the camera that you see is like behind the pitcher to the batter's box.
Yeah.
So like you can see like the first 15 rows of fans for the whole game. So they would hire an actor, and the actor would sit in those rows and just smile for 3 hours.
Jeez.
It was terrifying, and that was their marketing strategy. And I was like, that's nuts. Like, it's great, it's brilliant, but like that's crazy. So there's just somebody smiling for 3 hours on camera
asking for that
at a baseball
actor to
game.
get the crap out of.
Yeah, like crazy. If I was sitting next to them, I'd be like, you need to stop. Like, I paid a lot of money for this ticket. Like, fuck off.
When I was muted, I also made the comment that I hate anything having to do with religion in horror movies. But then you guys brought that up too. So I was like, all right, this is... Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah, and like Colby said, not religious, but it's just, it's just
me neither.
weird.
Like, I wonder if it's like, yeah, not being religious, but like the fact that like people do believe in it.
Yeah.
So,
like there's somebody in the world who worships whatever I'm watching.
Yeah, so it almost brings it to like reality a little bit, because you're like, parts of this is real. Like people do religiously believe in whatever this concept is. So like the fact that that part's real means like, oh well, what if the other half's real?
Well, like exorcisms happen,
and
like,
so that's
a real thing.
Like with the Bridgewater Triangle, like the lesser talked about stuff is all the cult activity that's happened in this area. And they've been just like, it's brutal. Yeah, Freetown State Forest, Hockomock Swamp, they get like their reputation for having like... Yeah. There was a lot of heavy cult activity in like the 80s, and they like massacred people. Like it was not not good. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna plan my route accordingly. Yeah, I'm not going that way no more. The 80s, that was like 40 years ago. That's too close.
I know, we're due for a resurgence.
Andrew's gonna start it.
Oh, yeah, that's where he's been.
My my cult without a name, just like a podcast without a name.
My untitled cult.
Yes, I'm an untitled cult leader.
Whoa, guys, we're tough.
It was
Tough.
Yeah. It was between having a cult or running the Italian mafia, and I didn't really want to go to Italy that long, so.
Makes sense.
Andrew wasn't interested in international.
Yeah. Nah, I'm good being the representative, but like.
You mean just you and Chelsea going to Italy?
Yeah. Yeah. She comes here, you know what? She'll do what I ask her to.
She packs light.
Yeah.
We should also watch like movies that are rated so bad that no one should ever see them.
Oh my god, we used to do that. Me and my buddies used to look up on Netflix, like what's the lowest rated movie on Netflix, and we would just punch it up and watch it. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, there was a few gems that we found where they were just so funny because they were so bad that I would go back and watch them.
I like stumbling upon like a movie that's so bad it's good. Like there's nothing better than that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, this is so bad, but it's so bad that it's actually kind of good.
It was one of those recently. Well, I guess that's us with Black Adam.
I don't even know if that was so.
It wasn't even
bad. It was so good.
Yeah, no, there was nothing redeeming about that movie.
Wait, Colby, did you ever see Blue Beetle?
No, I don't think you did.
No, I wasn't. I was gonna see if you thought about it.
Honestly, that was the only opportunity I ever had to watch that movie. I'll probably never see that movie.
It'll be on streaming like next week, so I'm sure you'll watch it one night.
Yeah, if not already. I've seen advertisements that it's coming to streaming, so.
My problem with those movies, though, is like I'm so uninvested in the DCU because in 2 years' time, I know none of the movies that come out mean anything.
True.
Like you're still making these movies that lead into other things. Like Aquaman, haven't watched the trailer for it. Have no intention of watching it.
That trailer looks terrible.
The CGI in that trailer is miserable.
It is.
I never even watched it.
So bad. I genuinely do not want to see that movie.
Well,
I mean,
so here's my
it's
thought. I didn't watch it because I figured at some point we're gonna go to the movies and I'll see the trailer anyways.
Fair
But
enough.
yeah, like I said, I'm just so uninterested in that franchise because none of the movies are leading to anything, and they're all just so bad. They're so bad.
Is Aquaman the end before like James
I don't
Gunn
know.
starts?
I thought the Flash was, and then
I was
I
gonna
thought
say,
Blue Beetle
they've
was,
mentioned that
and
the whole
now
time.
Aquaman's coming out. So I don't know.
They've said that like about every DC movie that's come out in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
They're like, this is the final one.
Like
I heard
is
that.
his Superman movie like the start of his universe?
I believe
They've
so.
mentioned
That was the first one that's fully under his control, I believe.
Okay. And he's
But
like
I heard
writing, directing, everything.
for that film, yes.
Yeah.
I heard he was talking. There was conversation of bringing Gal Gadot back to be Wonder Woman again, which I would
That
be
makes
okay
sense.
with.
Yeah, she's fine. I mean, that second movie
And
was
honestly,
horseshit, but it was written poorly. It wasn't her.
they had an all-star cast for the Justice League. It just was not handled well.
Yeah.
I do agree with you. I love the actors that played those roles. My only problem with it is that's where you just become confusing.
Yeah.
If you're starting a
Yeah.
new franchise, a new universe, but you just bring back all the same actors, it's just gonna confuse people.
Yeah, for sure.
Which sucks because I do think they nailed the casting with a handful of their characters. But like,
Mhm.
yeah, I think you're just gonna confuse people, especially when you marketed the Flash as being like the reset point for the DCU, and then you didn't reset it, but then you still are resetting it
Yeah.
after you continue with stuff you're not resetting.
Well, there's one character they need to just take into the next, like, take it with them, and it's Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Peacemaker
honestly, at
is
this point, I don't know if
awesome.
he's in that same universe.
Kate wants to rewatch Peacemaker. She's like, I think we're ready for a rewatch.
Mhm.
That series was
It's
so
really
good.
I rewatched it, I think 2 or 3 times.
Well, like where we live in New Hampshire, like we are near like bald eagle nests. Like there's a couple like 2 miles from our house. So whenever we see a big bird, Kate goes, "Oh, you think that's eagly?" So like every time we see a big bird, it's like eagly, it's eagly. So it's still
So,
like it just like resonates for whatever reason.
is this any big bird? Like, could a big swan go flying by? You
No,
think
no,
that's
like if it's far enough away that we're like it could be an eagle, like she just goes
Oh, okay.
eagly, eagly, because we have turkey vultures near our house too that are huge. So once we identify properly, then we get excited.
You're like, oh my god, eagly, and then you're over there, Kate. That's a goose.
Yeah,
That's a duck.
we're big bird people now, so
Huh.
Oh wow.
we have quite the bird population, and they're like huge birds. They're not like little shit birds, so kind of into them
Oh, they're
now.
not like robins.
No, they're like big ass birds, like swans and cranes and geese and eagles and yeah, all kinds of stuff. That's my bird story for the day.
I think I
Nice.
saw a crow in my backyard the other day, but that's all I
Nice.
got.
You know what
Um,
you know what I saw last month? On the side of the highway at the exit near my house, a bear and a bear cub.
Whoa.
Really?
Just sitting on the side of the highway, like, what's up, guys? We're here.
It was
That's kind of
this
Less
like
than
the
a mile
deers are
from my
coming
house.
out now. I saw a couple turkeys crossing the road when I was driving to work. So that
Nice.
happened.
You were like, oh, it's
Oh,
too
yeah?
early to hit one for Thanksgiving.
I was like, yeah, these guys are just asking for walking right into their own funeral.
The other day I
Yeah.
was driving to work and I saw a groundhog just literally like it looked like something out of like a meme or something. Like somebody would have photoshopped. He was leaning against a tree on his butt, like he was sitting like upright, just gnawing away at something.
Going to town.
I almost took a picture and then I was like, it's too much work to turn around.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't know how we got on that tangent, but
I have no idea.
Yeah.
me and
Do
Kate
we still, all
watched.
right, so
Go for it.
I was gonna say, do we want to circle back to the whole name thing? Do we want to actually come up with a name, or
I
do we want
was
to stick with this for now?
I don't know. The Untitled Podcasters sounds pretty cool, but I think we need like a movie tie-in.
A movie tie-in? Okay.
Like I don't know. Untitled Film Podcast or like something simple or
I like what we have now. I mean, like it has Untitled Podcasters has a really good ring to it.
if we ever had
But
like an icon or something, it would just be like a clapboard or something.
right. Let me see.
I don't know.
Start create.
Untitled has a ring to it.
It does.
Just for the record, Craig is not involved in this project.
Craig is not involved. Did he
Craig
say
is
that?
not a founding.
He's not a founding member.
No, I don't care what Craig says. If Craig tries to message you on my behalf,
Yep.
just know that it's not me. It's Craig.
Gotcha. Now, like,
Cool.
like if a podcast ever like became huge, like that started on Discord, do you think Discord would like want rights and like a cut?
So like Craig was there, he gets 15%.
Maybe that's why they use Craig.
Yeah, Craig is probably like some dude in Switzerland who just gets a check from everybody.
Why Switzerland?
I was gonna say what?
What? Because everyone has Swiss bank accounts. There's like no taxes and all that stuff.
Oh, I
know
was like
that.
Switzerland is such a specific
Yeah, I
pullout.
was. I wonder what made
Well, no,
it go
they,
that way. Like Craig is not a Swedish name, I don't think.
I know, but in like every bank heist movie, they always offshore to Switzerland. Like the money always goes to Switzerland. So like it must be safe there for whatever reason. They're like, oh, send it to
Okay.
Switzerland. Yeah, they always have like Swiss bank accounts. It's like a thing.
I think we're gonna have to do like a heist movie marathon and get to the bottom of this. I'm sure
Oh,
there's
sure.
a one-liner somewhere over there where they're like, "Oh, the Swiss bank accounts are uncrackable."
We should just any movie that says Swiss bank accounts counts. We can watch that.
Yeah. Add it to the list.
Me and Kate watched Asteroid City last night, the Wes Anderson movie. You guys heard of that? Came out like
I've heard of it.
2 months ago, maybe. It's like Scarlett
I've heard about it.
Johansson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really terrible.
Like,
And like, I
like,
love Wes Anderson.
story?
It has no story. Like it's literally like you start at a location and they're there and they hang out and things happen and like there's no like deep storyline. And then the whole backdrop of the movie is that what you're seeing on screen is just a play that Edward Norton, who is a writer, is writing.
That's so weird.
It's like one of those movies that has like layers, but it just didn't need to have layers. And it looks great, and like some of like the comedy to it, Wes Anderson has like a very dry, unique style to his comedy. It just like it hits occasionally and then others don't. He's kind of known for like cameos basically. Like he gets wicked famous people to do 20-second roles. So like in this movie,
I've heard of that before.
Jeff Goldblum shows up for like 12 seconds.
It's so random.
Yeah, like for like 12 seconds you see Jeff Goldblum, and then Tom Hanks is in it for like 3 minutes. Scarlett Johansson is like the main actor, so she's in it for like a good chunk. And then there's a couple other ones that are in it for good chunks, but like Adrian Brody's in it for maybe 5 minutes. Matt Dillon's in it for like 3 minutes. Like it's all like really famous actors show up for tiny little roles. Tilda Swinton is in it for like 4 minutes. Like it's just so
Weird.
it's just so weird.
That is very weird.
Maya Hawke's in it for like 6 minutes.
Take out of the movie every time a new actor pops on screen.
Yeah, and it's kind of
Right.
cool because like you're an hour into a movie and then oh my god, Bryan Cranston, that's cool. But then they're there for 2 minutes and then you move on and it's like okay.
Like, hi, Bryan Cranston. Oh my god,
Yeah,
Henry
like-
Cavill.
It's like that there would have been a bigger effect if this wasn't a named actor.
Yeah,
Like you could
I
follow
think-
their character.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm trying to follow who's gonna show up, who's gonna cameo,
Uh-huh.
who's gonna do what.
Gotcha.
And like Bill Murray shows up every once in a while in Wes Anderson movies for like 2 minutes, and you're like, But it's Bill Murray. Like he's like the most uniquely looking actor in a movie. Like he has his own.
Right. Yeah,
It's
he's
so strange.
yeah.
But like Wes
Yeah, you're right.
Anderson has some good movies.
I don't know that I've seen too many of them, actually, now that I think about it.
He hasn't really had a good one for like 5 or 6 years. But
Mhm.
Grand Budapest Hotel is really good. Fantastic Mr. Fox is really good. These are a couple older movies. He did The French
He did that
Dispatch was his last
uh
one.
that dog movie, that like weird
Yeah,
claymation,
Isle of
The Isle of
Dogs.
Dogs. Yeah,
He
That was
did
pretty
that?
good. Yeah.
I didn't see that
I
one,
better
but
watch that.
I remember that. It looked really creepy.
The main
It did
dog
look
is
really creepy.
the main dog in that one is Bryan Cranston.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, like that one's tough because it wasn't a bad movie, it wasn't great, but the whole time I'm watching it, every time a new dog shows up, I'm like, whose voice is that?
Mhm. Mhm.
Like I know that voice, so then I'm not even paying attention to the movie because I'm like, wait a minute, who is that? Who is that? And I'm like, oh, it's Ethan Hawke. And then I'm like, wait, where are we now? Because I've been thinking about that for 3 minutes. So that was a weird one.
There was I'm trying to think. There was a movie I watched not too long ago, but she did the same thing. It was just like a cameo after cameo after cameo, and like it got to the point where I was no longer paying attention to the plot. I was just
Yeah.
like somebody would come on screen and then disappear, and I'd be like, "Where'd they go?" I'd be like, "What are they doing?"
Yeah.
I forget what movie it was.
Are there movies that you guys will like watch or see just based on actors?
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
Oh
like
yeah. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but like yes.
like DiCaprio, I'm all in.
There was me and Cass. We haven't finished it. We just started it last night. A movie. Aaron Paul. I think it's Aaron Paul, the guy from Breaking Bad, Jesse.
Yeah.
Um, we love him as an actor. We've seen a lot of his movies, but we were just scrolling on HBO and there was a random movie that he was starring in that we had never heard of. But it's like a newer movie, so we just decided to watch it just because he was in the picture of it.
Yeah.
It was called Come and Find Me. Came out in
I
2016.
think I scrolled past that last night.
It's like his we haven't finished it, but without like spoiling anything, essentially, it's him and he finds his true love girlfriend or whatever, and then he wakes up one morning and she's just gone without a trace. And so he's trying to track her down and find out what happens. And
Yeah.
he ends up getting like some government officials end up cutting him off and stuff. So it's like kind of like a mystery thrill type of movie, but it's actually pretty interesting. But we decided to watch it just because he was in it. I
Yeah.
never would have watched that movie otherwise.
Yeah, sometimes like actors just draw me in.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real.
I mean Tom Cruise for sure.
Yeah, well yeah, that's obvious. That goes without saying.
We need to watch like early Tom Cruise movies because I haven't seen any of them.
No, I
He's
haven't seen any of them either.
he's
There's
in The Outsiders for like 5 minutes.
oh yeah. I've seen
And
like
that was like early 80s,
the poster of The
I think.
Outsiders that has like all the famous people on it before they
Yeah,
got super famous.
I'm teaching that right now, and like it's my favorite thing to teach because it's just such a good book. But like the movie has such an all-star cast.
Yeah. Like I really want to watch Eyes Wide Shut, which is the Stanley Kubrick movie. That's
Hmm.
supposed to be really good.
I think I still haven't seen the original Top Gun.
I haven't
I've
either.
never
It's very bad, don't.
Really?
Is it?
Because you know how like so me and Andrew went and saw it, like I was like, "Do you want to go see that?" And you're like, "Sure." Like it was just like a Tuesday night we were working, and
Yeah.
I don't think you had high expectations. And then
No, I didn't.
I thought it was like the greatest thing I'd ever seen, which I still believe. Like it's like a top
They
5 movie for me.
re-released the
Oh,
original one?
No, the new one when we saw Maverick in theaters.
Oh.
And then we saw it again with you, and then I saw it a third time at some point. I don't know if it was with you guys or not. I saw it 3 times in theaters, and
I
then
think.
finally, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch the first one because like I've never really seen it. And I watched
Yeah.
it, and when you've seen the second one and you watch
Oh,
the
okay.
first
It's like
one,
that.
you're like, holy shit. Like, I know it was 35 years ago, but like, it's so bad. You get no, like, the shots inside of the plane are clearly just like him sitting in a bathtub in front of a green screen. Like, we need to go, like yelling, and it's so bad compared to what we get in Maverick. Like, it's not even worth a watch.
You were pretty spoiled with Maverick.
Oh, so spoiled.
I know.
The camera work in that movie is incredible.
Yeah, no, I remember when you asked me to see that. Like, I hadn't seen the first one, and it wasn't an issue at all. But like, I can see where that's an issue because I remember like my parents saying that like when the first Top Gun came out, that was a huge like hit when it came out.
Yeah.
But like this same thing there. Like, I think having seen Maverick now and just appreciating Maverick for what it is, it's kind of like lesser if you go to the original afterwards.
Yeah, I think the first one you would view it more as a drama, whereas like Maverick, I would view it more as an action movie. So like
Maverick
it's
is
just different, you know?
I think
Yes.
like I was trying to think of like what's like the earliest Tom Cruise movie I've seen. I think it might be like War of the Worlds. I think that might be the earliest one I've seen.
That's a good one. I always liked that movie.
I haven't seen it in like a decade, but I have
Well,
seen it.
well, he doesn't he like don't they're in New York or something when he starts? Does he have like a Red Sox hat on? That's what I remember.
I honestly don't even remember. All I remember from that movie was two things. There was a scene where they're hiding in the basement,
Yep.
and the alien claw things or whatever is like searching the basement, which was terrifying. Because I think I watched this movie when I was like 10 or 11, so it was pretty mortifying when I was watching it. And then I remember the end scene when they pop open one of the spaceships or whatever, and like an alien pops out or something. That's
Yeah.
all I remember from that movie.
One that I think we could watch. Well, going back to what we said at the very beginning, where we're talking about stuff that like one of us has seen, but the other two haven't. I was just scrolling through Tom Cruise's movies, and Tropic Thunder came up.
I've never seen Tropic Thunder.
Haven't either.
You guys haven't seen Tropic Thunder?
No, I
Nope.
know Steve loves
That movie is legendary.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. There's a lot of like
Yeah.
pop culture films that I have not seen.
Yeah, you guys should watch that and then we should talk about it. Just so you like there's some you couldn't make that movie today.
That's what I remember you telling me that.
It's cancel culture. There's
Oh my god.
blackface. They say the R word like over and
Oh,
over again.
That's the one RDJ does the blackface,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh my
he
god,
does,
yeah.
and Jack Black's a cokehead. Like it's like one of the best funny movies, and it came out. Hold on,
I just watched School of Rock, so that's just funny thinking of Jack Black.
that movie will never. That movie's like ageless. Like it's still good, just as good today. Yeah,
I'll definitely have to watch that.
Tropic Thunder was 08. And I think Step Brothers came out like the same summer, and those are like two like
Great.
all-star
I love
comedy
Step
movies.
Brothers.
Yeah,
Have you
so
seen Daddy's Home?
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen that one.
I like the second one too. The second one was pretty good.
They're not bad. Not my favorite,
No.
but they're not bad.
Oh,
The problem is you have Mark
tied back to
Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. Where he just took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah. They have Mark Wahlberg in them. I mean, that's the problem with those
Oh.
movies.
But wait, hold on though. Have you guys seen The Other Guys?
No, I haven't seen that one.
No.
Oh, so Mark Wahlberg is in that, but like that movie is so funny that you forget that it's Mark Wahlberg, and he's kind of like a jackass in it too, and he's silly. That should be another one we should watch because that's a good one.
I don't think there's any Mark Wahlberg movies that I genuinely enjoy.
The Rock's in that one, right?
The Rock,
And the other guys.
Will Ferrell, Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, all right.
Oh, I got like a big cast.
I'm looking at the cast right now. Michael Keaton's in it too.
I think like one of the only movies that I've watched Mark Wahlberg in that I think is genuinely funny, not because the movie's supposed to be funny or Mark Wahlberg is good, but it's the fact that I think Mark Wahlberg thinks he's good and thinks he makes the movie better, is the Transformers movies. They're so bad that they're
I'll let you finish your thought there.
No, I was just saying, like he is such a bad actor in those movies that they actually make them funny and watchable, because the movies are bad. They're not good movies. But I think if Mark Wahlberg was not in those movies, they would be worse than they are. Like, I think originally Dwayne Johnson was supposed to be in one of those movies. It would not have been the same level of hilarity if it was Dwayne Johnson versus Mark Wahlberg. Because, like, the fact that Mark Wahlberg at one point goes, I think I found a transformer. That right there makes the movie great. Dwayne Johnson couldn't deliver that line.
Mark Wahlberg did a movie called Instant Family. I don't know if you've seen that or not.
That one's not bad.
No, I like that one a lot. It's about adopting, but it's really good. I enjoyed that one. I watched that one like a couple of years ago now.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so we should definitely watch terrible movies. We should definitely watch movies that like two of us haven't seen or none of us have seen. We should definitely do movies that we like see. We all see in theaters or like we see together.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. I don't think we necessarily have to have a format. Just come up with like an idea for next time or whatever.
Yeah, just as long as we know what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Or see, you know.
And it, like,
We also,
there.
I mean, we got to be a little different than your generic movie review podcasts.
Yeah,
otherwise, we're either gonna blend in or we're not gonna become anything else. We have to
maybe. And here's an idea, and if it's not a good one, you can just say that. If we decide on a movie to watch for our next installment of this, at the end of the episode, we can talk about what we think or what we know, just to kind of have some discussion. Yeah, like our thoughts before we see it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's a good idea.
So, do you guys
see how we feel afterwards?
I definitely want to see The Creator.
I do too.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. I don't know how good it'll be, but I am interested in seeing it. And they're doing a lot of marketing for that movie. I'm seeing it everywhere.
It's Craig, duh.
Well, Gregory.
Craig's the star of The Creator.
So
that comes out Friday.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. Let's see if there's any. I get early access Wednesday. You don't need that. The Paw Patrol movie's coming out too.
Oh my God, guys, stop everything you're doing. We have to go see Paw Patrol.
Sad thing is, I'll probably will see Paw Patrol.
Yeah, but you have an excuse to go see that.
No, I'm going to see it by myself.
Oh my God! Wow. Okay.
No, she actually probably won't want to see that. It's too. She's like past that stage.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's too old for Paw Patrol now.
I loved Paw Patrol when I watched it with my cousins.
Oh, The Creator's only 2 hours. I thought it was gonna be like 7. It feels like a 7-hour movie.
It's playing in IMAX 7 Friday in Randolph. I don't know if Steve you could make it or not.
I could probably do Friday if you wanted to.
If that works for everybody.
I should be able to. I mean, I can always get back to you guys. We can double check.
Yeah.
But
the theater's empty right now too. So.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
We can figure that out, and we'll get back to each other.
All right.
Okay, so.
And so I mean.
What do you think it's about?
You took the words. I'm a little kind of nervous because I think it's supposed to be about if AI takes over the world, and that's where the world's heading. So
they already made that though, Terminator.
Fair enough.
Terminator's pretty good. Terminator's pretty good.
You got me there.
I mean, Terminator 2 is arguably the greatest sequel ever made.
Yeah. You know, I've never seen T2.
You've never seen T2?
I've never seen T2. I've only ever seen the original film. No, I've only ever seen the first one.
Wait, Andrew, have you seen Terminator 2?
I haven't seen either.
What?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, at least I'm 10% better than Andrew.
Only 10. We need to create a list of these movies so that we have
I know we need have a running spreadsheet or something.
We have a spreadsheet.
I will next time. I'll start a spreadsheet next time. I just didn't think of it, to be honest.
Well, we didn't really know what we were doing either, so that works.
No,
Yeah, I
but
feel like that movie is gonna be like it's whatever this creator. If this creator turns out to be the child, it's like they're trying to save this child because she's a child.
but like from the
That's the vibe I'm
trailer,
getting.
it looks like it looks like everybody's trying to kill the child except John David
Yeah,
Washington, who is trying to save the child.
right. I got that impression as well.
So do we think that the child is like the first like human AI combo that worked, or like
Hybrid.
yeah, like what do we think this child is? Because
Maybe,
Patient
maybe,
Zero kind of thing.
yeah. I think maybe that's what it is. And then the world seems to be in ruins, so maybe that's why they're trying to like, I don't know, like destroy this child.
The child kind of reminds me of Lobot from Empire Strikes Back.
That's true.
Baby Lobot.
I can see that. I can see that.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Chappie?
Yes.
I cannot say I have.
Because this movie gives me Chappie vibes.
Shappy. That was a rough one.
That's a really rough movie.
Although I did really like District 9.
Yeah, whoever that actor is that's in those movies is really good. I forget what his name is.
Charlito Copley, I think his name is.
Yeah, he's a pretty good actor. I like him.
Have you seen
District 9
it's a weirdly good movie though. It's like one of
it
those
is
you're like,
good.
oh,
It's weird.
I think isn't that Peter Jackson?
It might be.
I think it's Peter
District
Jackson.
9?
Yeah. Peter
I don't
Jackson
know.
usually does pretty well.
Checking
Peter
out.
Jackson presents. Oh, he presents whatever that means. A film by Neil Blomkamp.
Sure.
Cool.
Presents. Oh, what's that?
He
What's
just
that
shows
really?
it off.
Charlito Cop, Charlto Cop, whatever his name is. He did a really. he did. He did Hardcore Henry. Have you ever seen Hardcore Henry?
I've never seen that.
No.
So it's like a action shoot 'em up, type of movie, but it's like from video game third person perspective.
Oh, that's
So
kind
like
of cool.
you only see his hands, and then at like one point in the movie he like looks in the mirror and you like actually know what he looks like. But like for the whole movie you just see from his like from out of his eyes what he's seeing and what he's doing. It's kind of badass.
I just
That's
looked up
actually pretty cool.
I just looked it up and I'm looking at the poster and it's like that does look pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like it was super unique. I remember seeing it in theaters and I was like, this is cool just because it's like a typical action movie, like no real plot, whatever, from what I
Mhm.
remember. But like the action is insane.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
I'm trying to look up. I was looking up what are like some of the most popular pop culture movies
Yeah.
to see like there's a list of things that I haven't seen. Number 1 on the list, Star Wars: A New Hope. Obviously, I've seen that. Number 2 on the
Yeah.
list, also Star Wars. Seen that too.
Is it like Star Wars, Indiana Jones?
Yeah, it's Star Wars, it's A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Raiders of the Lost Ark are the top 3.
Yeah, and Wizard of Oz is number 4. I'm looking at the same list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a different list, but I got Jurassic Park, Lord of the Rings, Avatar, Hunger Games. What about the 100
Like,
movies important to pop culture?
Hmm.
Number 1 is 2001: A Space Odyssey. Have you guys seen that?
I have only seen
Um,
parts of the movie.
I think I
I've
watched
never
part of
watched
that in science class or something.
I watched it for the first time like during the height of the pandemic, and it tripped me the fuck out.
Really?
It's so weird how 'cause the whole movie, like a lot of the movie takes place in space, and Hal
Yeah.
Mhm.
is like the computer programming that runs the space ship or whatever they're on, and like the character of Hal, which is just a voice that you hear over like the loudspeaker, has like way more emotion than any of the human characters, and it's crazy how they like make it come out that way, and like
Interesting.
it slowly like takes over the aircraft and like makes all the. It's just nuts. It's one of those weird movies like you have to see to understand.
Yeah, I know what you mean there.
I was gonna say there's another I'm just going through this list more. Like even like super famous movies like Silence of the Lambs. Never seen it.
I
Or
saw that. That
I've
is a
never
good
seen
one.
The Shining. Stuff like that.
I
Like
haven't seen The Shining.
Wait, Andrew, you have or haven't?
Not The Shining. I have seen Silence of the Lambs.
You haven't seen that? We gotta watch The Shining. In the
and
next
like I
couple.
know everything about the movie just through pop culture references and stuff like that. But like I've never actually sat down and watched it.
The Shining is like one of those movies that it's a horror movie, but it's how horror movies now are all about like quick moving, fast paced, like
Yeah.
jump scare-ish, terror like things crawl at like rates that they shouldn't be able to crawl at, and that's terrifying. The Shining has the opposite
Great
effect.
example.
Where well, you know what I mean though? Like if something
Yeah.
crawls unnaturally, you're like, fuck that, I'm out. Like
Yeah.
The
It's like a
Shining.
person on all fours that just speed up right to you.
Yeah, or they crawl like upside down and you're like, oh, I'm good.
Oh yeah.
Nope. I'm good.
I'm good.
The Shining is the opposite where everything is like slowed down and everything like takes a while to develop, and that's what makes it creepy, but it's not like scary. It's more of like, where's this creepiness headed? And then you get there and you're like, that's creepy, and you keep going. But like the story's really good, and like Jack Nicholson is like completely insane in the movie.
You want to know another movie I've never seen that you've probably seen and you're gonna be a little disappointed in me? I've never seen Die Hard.
I haven't either.
I think they're
Never
overrated.
seen Die Hard.
But if we're gonna watch that, we need to wait for Christmas.
It's a Christmas movie. Have you guys ever seen
That's all.
the Big Lebowski?
I have not.
No, I know of it though.
I'm pretty sure that's one of the movies Cassie wants me to watch at some point. She talks about it.
One.
I
Big
mean,
movie that
also,
go for it.
I was gonna say I'm really slow catching up on pop culture movies. Like I watched Saving Private Ryan for the first time like a year ago. So
I haven't
Really?
seen that one. That's
mean, the
one that's
it's
like
pretty
on
good.
my list that I want to watch, but like I haven't just gotten around to it. I mean, it's been
Okay.
on my list since I discovered it, but like still.
I mean, I'd argue to the end of time that that's the greatest war movie ever made.
Yeah, I would say it.
See, a lot
From
of
all the
people have
reviews, I
said
think it
that.
holds up.
I mean, just the opening 40 minutes when they storm the beaches of Normandy is
Mm-hmm.
insane. Like the visual effects. You know what's the best part about the movie though? Vin Diesel dies halfway through it.
He does. I didn't expect that.
Oh, that whole scene is the best scene in the movie for me. I won't
I was like,
spoil
oh,
it.
bye, Vin Diesel.
Yeah, it was good though.
Is that because Vin Diesel dies?
No, because like it's not like anything to do with the storyline, but
Okay.
they're like walking they're walking, to complete their mission, and
Mhm.
they come upon like a small town, and it's like a family that's still there that shouldn't be there, like they're in the middle of a war, like they shouldn't be there, and Vin Diesel
Right.
like tries to help them even though everyone's like, stop helping them, we need to move on, and
Mhm.
he gets like lit up. He gets like shot by a sniper, like a German sniper, and
Okay.
he's like slowly bleeding out, but nobody can give him aid because obviously there's a sniper somewhere, and like
Right.
the Americans have a sniper, and he locks into position and figures out where the other one is and takes him out, and it's just like one of those scenes that's just so well executed, and it's like a slow burn,
Uh-huh.
and then he shoots the sniper and like it goes through his scope right through his head, and you're just like, oh, that was awesome.
All right. Yeah.
It's
So
just one of those
definitely
moments.
need to see that one.
Yeah, like nothing to do with the story. It's just like a cool scene.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'll add
I
that
was
to my
scrolling
list right
through.
now.
And like another movie I've never seen, but I've always wanted to watch was Blade Runner. Never seen it.
Oh, I was gonna say that. I just saw that. I've never seen it, but I've heard it's like a really good movie.
I heard the
Yeah.
new
I haven't.
one was mixed, but the original one I've never seen and kind of wanted to watch.
Yeah, it'd be a good one.
And I know Harrison Ford's in it, so I mean, what else do I need to know?
Right,
Sure.
right.
Like a young Harrison Ford. Can't complain about that.
Andrew, this is really bizarre,
Yeah.
and it could be an offensive question to ask, but
Ah.
have you seen Ghostbusters?
Have I seen what?
Ghostbusters?
I've seen the first one.
Okay, all right. That's all I wanted to know. I wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Yes.
Have you guys seen Fight
That's
Club?
no.
Oh, never seen it.
Never seen Fight Club? That's one to add to the list. That's like the
Um.
Brad Pitt, Edward Norton, like gem.
Yes, that's one that also I'd like to see. I just thought popped into my head. I know that I don't know if you guys heard, but with Loki season 2, those episodes are going to be airing Thursday nights.
Huh.
Yeah, they changed.
I thought they were doing Tuesdays like Ahsoka.
Well,
No,
they
they
used to do no, not Marvel. Disney Plus used to be Wednesday nights, and then Ahsoka they
yeah.
changed it to Tuesday, and then I saw the same thing. They were going to do Thursday for Loki. They need to just pick a day.
But
I
it was
thought
like
Wednesday makes sense, middle of the week.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I just saw that and that made me think. I'm like, all right, well, if that's something we want to talk about, it could be something to discuss if we had
Oh, I'd
like
be down.
Thursday. It's a Thursday night. I mean, I'm not. It's better than waiting, to like. I mean, I'm past the point, I guess, of waiting for Marvel shows. Like at the beginning, I would actually like actively wait in the morning for an episode to drop.
Yeah.
That didn't last past WandaVision, but still.
So, I mean, another thing to think about with as far as like a podcast formatting goes too is like we don't have to have a lot of podcasts. The lengths go from anywhere from like an hour to 2 hours to 3 hours long. We could literally just do short videos too. Like
Yeah.
if we wanted to watch like an episode of Loki and have a 20-minute discussion about it, we could literally just do something like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, could do that.
If we're
Yeah.
just if like for that, if we were doing like an episode by episode review essentially of each one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to try to do Sunday nights, like weekly or bi-weekly,
Mid-split.
or
Yeah, that day works for me.
yeah, I typically
I,
don't do anything on Sunday nights, so
I
Neither do
reserve
I.
Sundays for like just for prepping my school week. So
Even if I
Yeah.
work, I'm home by 7 o'clock.
yeah.
yeah.
And if we're doing anything as a family, like because she has school in the morning, like we're back by 5, 6.
Yeah, so
Nice.
Sundays might be a perfect day to.
Yeah, it's a school night for me too. So
But I mean,
And
I
it's a
feel
good
like
like
when
weekly recap essentially.
yeah,
we get
it works.
into a rhythm of it too. Like it's not going to take us necessarily 2 or 3 hours to do.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, and if this episode pilot thing, whatever we do, ends up going anywhere, people should know that we spent maybe a half hour trying to get it to work.
I'm sure like seasoned podcasts still have the same technical issues, so
Oh,
I'm
I'm
not
absolutely.
too worried about it.
Yeah, hopefully we can figure out how to edit this thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you share the file, I have a lot of like downtime when I'm working that I can like look at it and figure out and what
Yeah,
can
and
be
I can
done.
definitely play around with it too. If you have problems with it, I can always download something and try playing around with it.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
But I will attempt my best to upload it to Google Drive.
Sounds good.
It'll probably take a while.
Yeah, it might take like an hour to upload because it's gonna be like a 5 GB file.
Yeah, seriously.
And then what are we gonna use to like post it?
I would assume
Yeah, I was gonna say YouTube. We can make a Untitled pod if that's the name we're going with. The Untitled Podcasters channel.
That's true.
because I mean, what are the other options? I know like Spotify has something, but I don't know how that
Yeah,
works.
I don't either. But then there's Apple Podcasts, and I feel like those are linked. But
Yeah,
I
something like
don't know.
that you might have to like partner with Apple for.
Yeah.
Well, I know there's this website called Anchor. It's just like a podcasting platform. So like you just upload, like you just create a file, and then you like drag the file onto Anchor, and then it will automatically post the podcast to like basically your top podcasting platforms like Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes. It just like spreads it out for you. So we could also
Okay.
do that.
What's the name of the thing that people used to stream with? I'm
That's
blanking
not
on it right now.
stream on what?
I'm sorry. It's like when you're gaming, you like do like a live stream.
Oh, Twitch.
Yes. That I was just blanking on the name of it.
What
I
about
don't know.
Twitch? Are you uploading stuff to that or recording to
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know enough about Twitch, but is that something you could like put put this episode on?
Twitch, I think, is a live format only.
Okay. See, I wasn't sure about that. So all right, thank you.
Yeah. So like, if we ever wanted to like branch out and do live podcasts, like Twitch, you could probably do, or I think still there for hours, a size of small, I guess.
Yes.
YouTube would
Yes.
probably still be the best one for that.
Okay. Cool.
I think YouTube might be the best place to start.
I agree.
Once you have a following, you probably could definitely branch out to like Spotify and Apple Podcasts and stuff like that. But I think for just starting, I think YouTube's probably the place to be.
Yeah, and then obviously I think word of mouth we should probably advertise too.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna send this to everybody I know.
Yeah,
My
I will.
grandma's gonna be like, "How do I open it?"
Yeah, I will
So-
make an effort to share, but not with my students.
So
I'll let
like
them discover it on their own.
I did like a solo podcast during like the height of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I posted it to Anchor, but Anchor is now owned by Spotify. So like
Oh.
if you go to Spotify podcasts, it's actually a really easy process. So I just looked at mine because I did it for like a year. I just like recorded my thoughts like 15 minutes a day, and then just like threw it together for the week, just for like shits and giggles, basically. But
That's cool.
I have 4,400 plays.
Well, that's
That's
actually
pretty good. Yeah,
considerable.
Yeah, so
good for you, Steve.
Yeah,
So
I mean, like I said, we could definitely try uploading it. The other thing was upload it multiple places.
Yeah, not just one place.
So what's cool about this? I mean, this is just from what I've seen on here. So I posted it on the Spotify, and it shared it with Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Castbox. I don't know what that is. Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Overcast, and Radio Public. So like you
Okay.
could find my podcast that I did like a couple years ago on those platforms.
That's kind of
Interesting.
cool.
That is interesting. So we probably should use that too.
And it's super easy to use. I'm
Awesome.
like an audio idiot, so if I could do it and people actually listen to it, like it's
Yeah.
so
Cool. Awesome.
So yeah, more about probably finding the. But yeah, if you just do Spotify podcast, it's just like right there. Just in case
Nice.
I don't work on it, like Colby works on it or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of playing around with, but I think especially since we don't have a video, it's not gonna be that too hard to edit.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
I guess if we ever decided to do video, we definitely could, but I think with
Right, like
just
right now, it's
audio,
just
it's
like
pretty simple.
like an MP3 file.
Yeah. My intro episode has 285 listens.
Nice.
That's impressive.
Very good.
We should definitely have some guests on the podcast at some point too.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know who, but we definitely should.
I mean, Kate would do it. Cassie would probably do it, right?
Yeah, Cassie would definitely do it.
I think Cassie's our biggest supporter.
We could probably get Stephanie to do it. Is that not what is Andrew's AI's name? I was trying to make a joke and I couldn't remember what his AI's
Chelsea?
name.
Chelsea?
Elsie. What did I say?
Stephanie?
Stephanie?
I was like, well, the second you guys went quiet, I was like, Stephanie was not the name.
No.
We were like, me and Andrew were both like, who the fuck's Stephanie?
Who the hell is Stephanie?
Is she single?
Oh man.
Whatever. You guys know what I was.
I can
trying
do
to
a. I'll do a segment on dating advice on this.
Well, we could also come in with like current events or
Yes.
you know, like a movie that I watched by myself this week, and like you can talk about it briefly or whatever, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just life updates, I guess.
But
Well, I guess. Do we want to think about wrapping up then? I guess we're doing this for a little bit more than an hour now. I think.
Yeah.
so hopefully we can see the creator on Friday, and potentially
Yeah, then we can
talk
use
about
those
that on
stuff.
Sunday.
Yes, that's hopefully the plan.
Should we have a
So we'll
backup
plan
plan in
on
case we can't go?
Yeah, probably. I guess just in case. We
I mean,
should be able to go, but you never know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do
All
we
right.
have like, a
So
random movie to watch or something?
I was trying to think back to those movies that you guys haven't seen or none of us have seen. What was that?
Tropic
Almost-
Thunder was your big one there.
I'm also trying to look for movies that like we can easily access without spending money, if that makes sense.
I have almost all of the subscription services. Also, I'm not opposed to renting a movie for $3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm there with you too.
No, I'm fine with that. I just don't want to spend like $9 on a movie, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I'm
I
trying to
usually rent from YouTube and then stream it on my TV.
trying to see if Blade Runner is accessible anywhere.
I feel like that's an HBO thing.
Blade Runner?
It's on Prime for $4.
I might actually even have. I think I might have bought the DVD pack of that at one point.
I think
I've
I
never
owned the
watched
DVD at one point, but never watched it. I don't have it anymore because I got rid of all my DVDs, but
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's streaming anywhere for free, but it looks like you can rent it for like $3 or $4.
I was trying
Which
to
I've
just think
with.
one that none of us have seen.
And I honestly, I've really wanted to watch Blade Runner, so I'm good with that. If we want to do that,
Yeah, I can
Mhm.
do
Yeah,
that.
I'd be okay with that too.
I mean, the thing is, too, is we can still watch Blade Runner and the creator and still discuss both of them.
Listen to
Like, if
Blade
we-
Runner. Go for it.
I was gonna say, like, if we end up watching Blade Runner during the week and still end up going to see the creator, we can do like a back-to-back review in one episode type of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd be okay with that, yeah.
It gives us more to talk about.
It also
Sure.
says, the description says, a Blade Runner must pursue and terminate 4 replicants who stole a ship in space and have returned to Earth to find their creator.
Oh,
So it could be
my
a
God.
tie-in.
That worked out a lot better than.
I think this is meant to be.
Yeah, that's a sign right there. If I'd ever seen one,
I say we go for that.
I like that.
Yeah, we'll watch that and hopefully see the creator.
All right,
Cool.
yeah.
Sounds good.
So just watch that by Sunday, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right. Do we think we're good to end the recording here?
I think we're good.
Think so.
All right, I'm going to close out the recording.
All right, take it away, Craig.